Yeah, sometimes you just gotta kick back and reflect and appreciate life. When I think back on situations in my life where a whole bunch of death was right there and I didn't die. And it was malicious kill that bitch shit. And I didn't die. And I mean the worst one is when I got shot. I mean I thought I got shot in the head. They fucking stepped on my ass, had me on the ground, put that motherfucker to my fucking face, and I looked up and was like, nah! And that's all I remember. And all I know is I looked up and was like, no, why? Like, what the fuck? I left from my house. I left and I went and picked up and I was making a drop. I had 4 of them things on the back seat. And I kept the car clean. I had my Mustang GT and I always kept it clean, so you can't find nothing in there. But everything was sitting on that back seat. I was clear, just that. You ain't gonna forget something under the seat and all that bullshit. So I'm heading out to the east. And I stopped out there in the east. I stopped to go take a piss behind a dumpster. I'm thinking it's somewhere around Whispers or some shit. But I pulled up behind a dumpster and I'm in that bitch and my car was still bumping. I remember what I was listening to, Mr. Magic. Mr. Magic! I was listening to that shit, bumping the fucking music, jumped out, take me a piss, and this motherfucker pulled up behind me. I saw the lights and shit when they pulled up. It was night. I ain't paying no mind. I'm like, fuck, they got a piss too, but I had to get that piss out. Next thing I know, he must have smacked me with the gun. Something. It was a knock the fuck out of my head, like, BOW! That shit hurt like a motherfucker. And then, I just like, God, and immediately hit the ground. Poof! Fucking dazed as fuck. And shit, and then I fell in my goddamn piss. Dirty bitches. I fell in my piss. So I'm laying in my piss, I'm trying to get up and they step on my back. I'm what the fuck? And stepped on my arm and shit. And I guess somebody was looking in the car. And then he said, over there, I got it. And then I looked out and said, oh, y'all good? I look up, this motherfucker pointing that bitch right in my fucking face. I'm like, why, nigga, nah? And that's all I remember, half a nose. And everything, it got white, it didn't get black. Shit went white. Like. Shit was just like, that's all I remember. White. Then I must have been down there for a long time. Cause I was there I woke up, my music was still bumping. Same CD. And my face was stuck to the ground. I'm trying to lift up, but I couldn't lift my face up. And I thought I was paralyzed or something. I didn't know what the fuck. I just thought I couldn't move. And I was laying there like this, and I'm like, God damn it. So I lift up and I peeled my face off the fucking ground and shit. And I looked like Frankenstein out that bitch. Oh, dirty bitch. Fucking piss on me and shit, dirt and shit. And then I went over to my car. Door was still open. I had leather seats. I sat up in that bitch and drove my ass to Charity Hospital. Cause fucking Charity Hospital, they used to niggas with bullet holes and shit. You know what I'm saying? They done fucking got a lot of experience with nigga shit. It's like the Martin Luther King Hospital up in LA. Nigga, I went straight to Charity. Like, hey, I went up in that bitch. Like, look, I need to get this shit out my head. I got shot in the head. I don't know where it's at, but it's up in here somewhere. I got shot in my fucking face. It was like, oh shit. They was like looking at me because I had dry blood all on me. I was looking like shit. And then so they wanted to get I gave my car. I went at the post office. I gave my fucking car, whatever. And shit, look, so they took me back to go to get x-rays and shit. And I'm sitting up here impatient as a motherfucker, thinking that it's gonna move, the bullet gonna go somewhere, I mean, I'm thinking that I'm gonna die any minute. I lost a lot of blood. It was all on the ground and on my face. And I'm sitting up here like I don't know what the fuck. So they taking X-rays and shit and trying to clean that shit up. Then I have to wait for fuck X-rays. I'm sitting there gotta wait while the bullet traveling in my head and shit. I'm fucked up and spooked out like a motherfucker. Like, nigga, you got a bullet in your head, you about to fucking die. What, you gonna call your mama? You better make a call. You gotta do something. I had a cell phone. My cell phone, that prom code shit was out of fucking minutes or something. So yeah. All I do is just sit there and just be like, damn, what do I do? They came back and said I ain't had no bullet in my head. They said there wasn't no bullet there. I'm sitting there like, how the fuck ain't no bullet there? It's impossible. I saw that nigga right there. Ah! It happened. How the fuck ain't no bullet there? It came out the other side? Where is that? Apparently he missed. Maybe it hit the ground in front of you. Maybe it just... I was perplexed. Totally tripped out, but I didn't die. And I didn't know who the fuck did it. Who? They had to follow me from my house. It had to be people I know. It had to be fucking, it ain't no strange motherfucking random motherfucker. They knew that they was following me because people knew I was making drugs, but everybody didn't know. So it had to be some, it's like, it's fucked up, you don't know who. Everybody, so I had to rethink all my shit. Now I didn't stop. I changed it up and shit. I stopped making drops myself. I started employing other people, making calls and have that shit done outside of me. While I just sit back and see how it go. But I stopped making the motherfucking drops my goddamn self. And I still to this day don't have a clue who the fuck did that. I mean, they knew I mean, shit. If they knew I knew, and that they looking there. If it was obvious I knew who fucking did it, they probably came back and killed the fuck out of me. There was nothing stopping them. Nothing stopping them from coming back and killing the fuck out of me. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And that was the one time I survived straight up. Another time they were scoping out my house. Because after 9/11, the packages, it was different. I had to get on that road and go get it. I had to go get it myself. So I started making trips. I got on that fucking road, get it. So I guess they see me gone for a couple days. Okay, he about to come back with it. But I didn't come back to my house with that shit. Nigga, I had to rent a fucking hotel. Plus I had a trap house. I didn't bring nothing to my fucking house. The only time what I brought to the house was little shit that you can fucking, for niggas and homies that wanted to smoke something. Just have a little something. But I ain't had to bring no weight there and all that dumbass shit. No. So they wouldn't have grabbed nothing anyway. They just had to kill me. But they was waiting, and they waited too long. Because it's like, damn, this nigga ain't gave it. No, I was locked up. I stayed locked up for about damn near 2 months. I was locked the fuck up and shit. They caught my ass at the border. I was caught down bad. My bond was fucked. You know what I'm saying? I was assed out. And that was on my second one. I had two. I went open already. I was fucked. But I thought that I couldn't get nobody to go get me to find me out. Because the first time when I got caught up, I sent some people to go get my money, and they fucking got that shit and was running around collecting money, weed, and all kind of shit, talking about they gonna help get me out. But they didn't help get me out. When I got out, I went to the homies. They was like, "Oh man, they got you out." I'm like, "No, who?" Like, man, your girl and your dude, they came over. It was and I gave them what we had and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, really? And I had several stories like that. I'm like, that's fucked up. No, them niggas didn't do shit. No. They was like, damn, niggas. Like, you gonna handle that, homeboy? I'm like, man, it's gonna be too obvious. And shit, it's supposed to be obvious. And you better handle that. I ain't handle it. So that's just times where the militias get this nigga type shit. And I don't be understanding. Because if you play right, we all get paid. Fuck, you get in. I done gave people something, gave them something and say, here, get your money and holler at me right. They would just get it, disappear. Like, what the fuck? Then they dodging me. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? And then the one nigga he ran off with, but he was around. And so a homie, he said, man, come here, nah, brother, take a ride with me. I'm like, I'm in there in the passenger seat chilling. And he pull up on the dude. And the dude right there, he don't know I'm in the passenger seat. He's like, what's up, nigga? Hey, I'm doing what I do. Pull out a big ass wad of money. Talking about, yeah, nigga, you know I'm doing my thing out just. And then he leaned back. And the dude looked down in the car and see my ass. And I'm looking at this nigga like, where the fuck is my money, nigga? What the fuck? He was like, oh, D, bro, man, I ain't been able to catch up with you and shit. And I'm sitting up in here. Now, my nigga know I was strapped. He know I was strapped. He know that this nigga owed me. And he know that this nigga been running, dodging me. And he pull up right there with the nigga and with me in the car strapped. And he right there and it leaned back, waiting for me to fucking drop this dude. It was so many situations for niggas to just die. And it'd be easy to kill a bitch. And then they do shit where they deserve to fucking die. It's like, nigga, you wanna die. And your own homies, your people that you are around with be the same people helping the other nigga kill your stupid ass. It's just so much shit that done went on in that hood shit. And I seen more raggedy shit in New Orleans than I did in LA. Gangbanging in LA. I done seen some raggedy shit. But the level of it back in the 80s wasn't the same level of it in the 90s. The 90s, the LA 80s is the same as the New Orleans 90s. They like flip-flopped. So I basically went from LA 80s off to the Gulf War Marines, then came back to New Orleans 90s. And that it was like a constant war zone of 20 years of war that I was in the streets and all that shit. And until finally I snapped out of it once I realized I was gonna still be here. And I didn't wake up until like after Katrina. When Katrina, once they put that ankle bracelet on my ankle and shit, and woke my ass up, and when I was down on my ass to nothing, they fucking took my goddamn truck out of F-150. They took that bitch on the drug repo, whatever the shit, what they call that shit, drug seizure. When they take all your shit, they took that shit. They fucking, I had no vehicle, no money, no job, no fucking bitches, nothing. I had shit and shit, but and I had an ankle bracelet on and a monitor in my house with a curfew, and my life went to shit instantaneously. Straight down to zero. And all the homies and bitches and everybody I had, was nobody there. Nobody. It was just me. Me and the motherfucking earth. It was fucked up. So, I don't know, I just be driving down the road thinking about shit. It's so much shit that went on and shit I don't even got it in order. Because at the same time I was dealing with all this nigga shit, I was dealing with bitches, and I was dealing with fucking the baby mamas and shit, child support, and motherfucking custodies, and fucking family fuck ass bullshit. Nigga, I was dealing with all, and my grandma used to just laugh. And motherfuckers, when I hear people crying, I'm gonna give me a do it now. Like life's so hard. I be thinking to myself, bitch, if I took a couple of my problems and here, just give you a couple of here, you be ready to jump off a bridge. Motherfucker, when I hear you crying about, motherfucker, I done had that time 29. I done been through a lot of fucking low down raggedy shit. I have been fucking on my ass, broke, fucked up, and shit on. And I never thought about killing myself. Now, I did feel that I didn't care if I died. I mean, that would have probably been a blessing if I was to die. Because, I mean, the only time I thought about killing myself, I would rob a bank. I would do some fucking shit that's gonna risk my life that I may die. And then either I'm gonna come up or I'm gonna die. That's the only kind of thoughts I was getting. Like, nigga, I'm gonna fucking, I got to go out. I ain't gonna just kill myself. That's too simple. I gotta do a kamikaze type shit where if I make it, my life gonna change. Or if I don't make it, my life gonna end. I'm good either way. That type of shit. But never, I'm gonna kill myself. Never, ever. Through all the shit I done been through, I ain't never thought to kill myself. That's some weak ass whole shit to me. But anyway, that's all I think about driving on the road. On the road again!